last time, what happened last time? You were discussing how to deal with Sabat. You were interrupted because you figured out that Gabriel had been put in torpor by the Inquisition and taken to vampire jail. Something very unfortunate. And although it was a close election, Isis was elected acting Baron for the moment. And she would try to figure out how to get Gabriel out of prison. She suggested the Cult of Mithras, but since she's Tremere and they're not really a fan of that kind, she would use other avenues to achieve that particular goal. It would probably have a price, but yeah, everything does. You figured out, I can't remember how, if someone can please remind me where the Sabbat were located. And you enlisted the horsemen to come and assist you with just kicking the shit out of them, which is exactly what you did. There was no talking or no villain speech, nothing from them. It was just a full-on assault from the Anarchs and the horsemen. The Sabbat really didn't have any chance. I think there was a few scrapes on people. Some of you are maybe a little bit wounded, but all in all, it went fine. Am I forgetting something? Nothing important. Well, you're standing outside a more and more burning building, at least the top floor, in bumfuck nowhere, west of London, inside a secluded area surrounded by, well, not forest, but at least trees. There is a slowly turning to ash corpse of a hideous looking Sabbat Shimishi creature, and some porcelain dolls screaming inside the fire. But you're successful. I assume you have moved a bit away from the flames so you don't frenzy, and can watch the beauty of the fire from a distance. But yeah, you stood here on this dirty country road looking at your achievement and maybe feeling a bit proud about yourselves. I think Marie is the only one who's a bit wounded. Oliver, you have some porcelain stuck in your teeth, but it's the first time for everything. Sorry, Marie, was about...
It's already there, it's fine.
The horseman there as well, and Sean in his, well, shadowy armor. Nemesis looks at everyone and says, well, that went actually flawlessly. I'm impressed.
We're that good.
Yeah, you should join us. Gabriel
already practically joined up anyway.
Well, we better get off this place as soon as possible. Fire tends to lure unwanted attention.
For once, I'm in agreement with Marie.
Yeah, should probably get back to the car, Hogan says. And starts walking without waiting for a confirmation.
Right.
To the mystery machine.
Is there any option that, for example, for the guy that attacked me at the end or anything, that I could have I could drink some of them so that I am not severely hungry, because I'm bleeding profusely. Yes. I'm bleeding profusely right now. I am kind like Bloody Mary.
No.
Tell me if any of them are drinkable in any way, even if they are kindred.
Well, you have 5 teammates who are very drinkable at this very moment.
I was more looking for the Sabbath guys than for my teammates, to be truthfully said.
I am kind and I'll allow you to slake 1 hunger, just so you stop bleeding. And you are only covered in blood.
If you need it, Marie, you can always feed from Dave. More than happy.
I mean, there is an inner tingling that's like, yeah, that sounds like a really neat idea, but she remembers she drank once already, so yeah, she's not repeating that one. Thank you, Dave, but I think I will manage. I will be fine.
Just trying to help.
Having said that, I'm going to risk it because I have my entire heart registered and superficial to the very least. So before the bolt of potency fades, I'm going to... Alright, yeah, I'm healing with the rouse. And now
success.
I'm going to feed normally.
Yes.
I'm going to set it to 3. So I took a bargain, but I really needed that. And now I'm functional once more. Thank you, Dave.
Nemesis says, next order of business, the Warlock. You need to talk to his ex. We need some kind of weakness, something, and we're frenemies at the best of times, and well, arguing at the worst of times, and I don't want to argue with a Toreador, because I don't like losing. So, we're gonna get the fuck out of there, and you need to get to the Royal Botanical Gardens.
He has an evil ex.
She's not evil. She's actually too good.
Can she be evil though? Like a secret evil ex, like somebody who might also have some interest in taking him down, like, you know.
Well, compared to Victor, she's a saint, but I don't really know what happened there. She might.
So what you're saying is we need to like corrupt her just a bit.
No, I'm holding. I'm really hoping she.
We don't have to corrupt anyone.
No. That's what we do. We do that really well. So I mean, how are we ever going to convince her to rip him to pieces if she's not just a little evil? So, Operation Corruption. Let's commence that.
Well, I'm hoping
that doesn't sound good.
Listen, you're the one who wants to work with a chained up demon, okay? I don't want to hear anything from you. You get no position to speak.
So you're victim shaming now. We could have a nice polite conversation with her. She's clearly not with him anymore, so she obviously understands how evil he is. Why can't she be a good person? Good people can still kill people if they're bad. On those
conditions, I think I can agree.
I mean,
provided she's not like Batman or something where it's like there's a no-kill clause or anything like that. So, you know, there needs to absolutely be a kill clause. You know, so
well, that's one killer take.
Or you know what? You're right. I take it all back. I don't need her to kill him. I just need her to incapacitate him.
How do you know she can be trusted? If they used to be intimate, she could still have loyalty to him.
Well,
that's a fair point, Oliver. That's a fair point.
I leave that to your very competent social skills, Oliver. And Nemesis is smiling quite flippantly.
Yeah, he doesn't make eye contact with her and looks away.
Oh, he's shy. But you guys know where to go. Find us when you've found something, and we'll all kill the Warlock together. Or at least throw him somewhere in a dark hole where nobody's ever gonna find him again.
Kill him. I vote for killing.
I vote for killing too, Luke. She pulls out a corvid bird, a dead corvid bird from her inner pocket, snaps its neck, says a few words. There's some shadows around her, and she grows very large wings and takes off. While the rest of the horsemen just look at it and shake their head and starts walking towards the car.
That was unnecessarily dramatic.
I think Björn will say she is very much unnecessarily dramatic all the time.
Drama queen.
I assume you head back to the Scooby-Doo van?
Mm-hmm.
Emery, you found a book. You've been quiet, so I assume you flicked through it.
She's reading. She's getting learned. She's entertained with this book and what it might have inside.
There's lovely things about how you can put humans together to create different kinds of ghouls. Everything from war machine to book holders and candlesticks and yeah, just lovely shimishi creations.
I imagine Emery with the earbuds in, just totally engrossed in the paging of this book.
Yeah. Hopefully this is before or after driving, not driving the van of holding away, but yeah. Just like reading.
Well, it's quite
Definitely not
tone,
hands-free.
so you're not going to get through it.
1 foot on the wheel, like not even paying attention, just like, we got more important things to think about here.
Yeah.
Fortunately, most of it is in English, so. But you do not have you lack half of the required disciplines to fully unlock the mysteries of this book. But you have the potential. You drive away. Somewhere down the road, you're passed by a fire truck and a police vehicle. You head back to London. At the edge, Dave, you start to feel that weird hum in your mind again, like you're getting into the proximity of all the other noisy people of your clan. It's actually been quiet since you left London, like it has been most of your life, but it's starting to become noisy again in your mind. I just want to go around. Are you heading directly to the botanical gardens, or do you have any pit stops on the way? I know some of you are maybe hungry or something, but I'll leave you for a moment to figure that out.
Yeah, as Emery's driving, she'll ask if anyone needs a pit stop. Does anyone need some DoorDash? Do you need use the little boy's room, little girl's room? Where does the van need to stop, if anywhere? I know some street vendors if anyone wants a kebab.
Man, I could eat. Feel a bit peckish. Nothing major, but you know.
I think I'll hold off. I get a bit messy when I feed.
If you want, we can go. We can loop around down by the river, Oliver. See if there's anyone there for you. There's little nooks and crannies and places that you can swoop out to. The Thames goes through one end to the other.
You're referring to like just bodies washed up along the Thames here.
I feel like Emery doesn't.
Yeah.
Emery doesn't know about the surf and turf that's under the water, but she does know that the Thames goes through, and there's plenty of tourists and little nooks and crannies. So, like, you know, if privacy is an issue, there's options there. And if Oliver happens to know that he has surf and turf still, well, he could.
I think it's been too long. I think it's all grody now. Well, he could still, but I don't know if it's...
It's like soup?
Yeah, it might be soup under the water now, so he's like, no, I'll just hold off.
Well, just
Oliver passing up a free meal. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day.
I think the free meal's gone is the problem. I think it washed away.
Worst chowder ever.
I never expected to have stomach ache from hearing this. Oh, God.
If anyone wants to use the herd or hunt, then let me know.
I mean, see.
I'm going to. I'm just going to. Quick snack, 1 dot. I'm good.
My hunger's at 1, so unless I can Diablerize someone real quick, I'm good.
You have a guy somewhere, I don't know where you can Diablerize, yes. I don't know where you left Ten Toes. But he's technically still in torpor and very Diablerizable.
That wasn't on my agenda, but since you put it out there, no, she won't do that yet.
Okay, nothing went very wrong. Forest Finery, you can slick 2 hunger if you want to, or 3. The beast will want you to slake 3 if you really want to.
No. 2 is fine. 2 is fine.
You are also not full, so I assume you change clothes and make yourself presentable to go see Primogen and walk in front of cameras again, because that's smart. And I assume Luke We'll have Alicia clean him, so he'll look presentable. You spent probably an hour, 1.5 hours maybe. It's still early in the night, and you get to the Royal Botanical Gardens in London. It's obviously quiet and closed during the night. There are guards walking around. You see, the lamps in there and their flashlights. There's a gate, and when you arrive at the gate, you kind of, people with sentient seeing you see the area itself in the roots of the place really glowing. It's not like ley lines, but actual glowing roots. And there is a vine coming from a bush that opens the gate for you, pulls it with a bit of a squeak. It seems you're expected, or at least your presence is known. And you feel like all the plants in here are turning when you pass them. They don't have eyes, but they are clearly perceiving you. There is the big greenhouse, much like on the picture behind Naomi, where there's some lights in there. And the guards seem to take a very deliberate walk around it and not go in there. And one of them look at you guys, but he seems to ignore you for some reason. Almost like he is paid to do so. All the cameras are off, and it seems like you have quite a bit of privacy. When you enter the greenhouse, you hear a bit of music. The plants are still turning and looking. Well, I say looking, at least turning in your general direction. And some of them are, some of the bigger ones are seeming a little bit imposing or threatening maybe. With her back turned to you guys, a woman you've not seen before is standing at a table with various, it looks like a full-on chemistry set, and garden shears and little cutters, and I don't think any one of you are hugely into that kind of science, but she's definitely brewing something there. Naomi, you hear them come. You know they have entered your domain as soon as they did. You know these people, or you've not met them, but you at least heard a lot about them. They've made a lot of noise in their night since they arrived, and I'll leave the scene to you guys, and you can call on me if you have any questions.
Do we have any names or reference images?
Oh, Naomi's image?
You got the Toreador Primogen. I don't think Nemesis said the name.
All right.
If you want a name, do a politics roll.
All right.
I can also find an image.
Should also have like a gold plaque on the way in, being like.
I think I will be sorry.
Okay.
I think I will be rousing for this one, so that and see if we can get the name on the go.
Would Regina have mentioned the name at some point?
Only with.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
That works.
Primogen, Naomi, Townsend, and as far as you've heard, the other Toreador, Regina Blake, does not like her, and she is fighting for her position. All of the positions, actually. She also wants to be keeper.
Pretty lady.
But Naomi seems to hold her position of Primogen quite steadily. And she used to be a part of the prince's coterie before he was prince, more than after.
Do you have any knowledge of some moment or some gossip about the relationship, the situationship going wrong, going away?
They call her the lonely Primogen. It says she's just here and she's depressed and that she had a falling out with Victor and everyone else. But it's anarch rumors and you don't know if they're true. But she tends to keep to herself, and maybe that's why she's not kind of Camarilla to come and threaten you guys like the others.
Right. In case the rest are not aware of this, I would like to point in the general direction of this lady so that we are, everyone knows we should be directing ourselves to her. It will be neat to do some kind of subterfuge or, be witty about our offers, but this is not my forte, so I'm going to let the rest handle that. I point them on the general direction and cheer up.
I activate awe and walk straight in.
Yes.
I'm so glad that Leo is doing that because Luke is like, he's been in a hospital where every dead thing in there has tried to attack him. He's been in a flesh-covered house where everything in there has tried to attack him. And now these plants are like all like watching and sentient. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fade in the background here and let Leo do his blue steel thing. I'm just gonna,
So I'm getting into this place like, we have to be careful, do not catch too much attention. And just when I am turning around, Leo is, everyone, I'm here.
Leo, can you do a manipulation and presence for me?
Oh, with joy. Let's see here. Manipulation.
We're about to watch two fucking drop dead gorgeous Toreador interact with each other. Swearing. It's gonna get scary.
Want me to add my look bonuses?
I think Naomi's into men, so yeah.
It's been 2 years. How long?
A lot can change in 2 years.
I think that should be sufficient.
Can you tell me the roll? Just
4.
4. Let me tell you if it's sufficient.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna willpower reroll 3 of those. 5.
Well, if that's through, Dave's going to throw on all and walk in as well.
It's a battle of aws. Yeah, it seems like you have her attention, but she's not showing it. She's just turning her out, I guess.
Can I do something dumb? Can I meet him with the same energy but use presence?
Same thing, all around. Dude! Okay, everyone's glowing.
As my, I assume as this character walks up to my character, Naomi looks him up and down with a first disapproving look, because, anarchs give off a musty aroma sometimes. But she looks at how well he presents and how well he has clearly learned the skills of what a Toreador should be. So she gives a gentle nod and waits for his what else he would like to say. Doesn't really notice anyone else because of his glow.
Good evening. We've been sent here to talk to, I believe. My name's Leo, and I'll introduce the coterie. This is Emery, Luke, Marie, Oliver. Luke's the one hiding over there, and then there's Dave.
She bows and hello. I was expecting you. Expecting all of you.
Okay. We've heard that you know a little bit about Victor, the warlock, the guy with the creepy book.
Victor? Do I know a little bit about him? You mean the Phoenix, the Great Sacrifice?
Does any of this ring a bell?
He has been called the Phoenix before.
Yes. I very much know him quite intimately. I was not entirely expecting that per se. He has not been here for quite a while. Do you need anything of him? He's quite a... He is like a wizard. He is definitely there exactly on time. No, not a minute earlier, not a minute late.
Well, he kind of stole some of our blood and kind of gaslit us into believing that was the only way for us not to be sacrificed to some sort of crazy stuff. And so now we're just kind of trying to find out where he is.
Okay, Leo. Well, that's not inherently in his character, but if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Well, do you know where he is? Because we have no clue.
Give me a second.
It's fine. I've given her like 8 pages of notes.
Yeah. So 9 actually. But I will get back to you on that one. That said, she opens up her arms if you have any interest in looking around.
It's either his house or the prince's side. If you want to tell them.
I'm gonna say his house because it's hard to find. So if you're looking for him, he's probably at his residence.
Okay. and that is?
She looks at the bunch of people. Well, can you any of you operate equipment?
What kind of equipment?
So there's only a very few ways of actually getting to his house. I could, send him a letter if you'd like a referral.
I don't think that would be necessary. He doesn't seem to be too interested in talking to any of us.
Oliver, can you give me a composure and subterfuge?
Yes.
Because you've been at this house.
Oh, this is a bad roll. That's a 2-die roll right there, man. Composure. May I rouse for this?
Of course you may.
Absolutely.
And then I'll do 2. Shit.
Storyteller, I'd like to roll wits insight. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna definitely rouse.
Are you keeping it, Oliver, or do you wanna willpower 2 of them?
I think I'm gonna willpower 2 of them. Oh,
fine.
Wow, that came up well for you.
That's
the gods have seen me.
Well, it seems like Leo has her attention at least. Sorry, what was that, Oliver?
Yeah, I would say that the gods have seen me this day. I'm looking at Luke's rolls. And I would say that Oliver is just kind of like, maybe in the back a little bit and just sort of like, I imagine that maybe he did have a reaction, but he kind of like made sure that he's not trying to engage with this Naomi woman. He's like, I don't know what she knows. I don't really know too much about her. Victor never talked about her, or unless she did, I don't know. Storyteller, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Not really.
She's like this outlier, this third party that he has no idea about. So he's just kind of like in the back, maybe like acting like he's interested in certain things, but he aspects listening to like everything that is being said, but with a look of like discomfort on his face the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, next to Leo, an extraordinarily handsome man called Dave walks up, also with on. You know he's not Toreador. Well, he could be. Maybe Leo taught him something. But Dave actually has the stunning merit We just never address it.
You son bitch.
No, Dave's trying to be Leah's wingman. Anything he can do to help Leah or distract as things are going wrong.
Well, you two are at least in the front of the whole thing.
But yes, what kind of equipment were you talking about?
Oh, I don't expect anarchists to know sorcery, let alone run a construction site. So he's underground quite a bit. Can she tell, like, the highest thing about her is perception, so I don't know if she could necessarily tell who has interacted with Victor the most, but to kind of illustrate, I don't know if she's reading minds at this point, but vampires are a lot like ants. We're very well connected. So, and you're on my territory, which I have greatly earned. You could easily, I could easily contact him if you'd like. That said, I think it deserves this discussion before we approach the Great Victor.
Okay, what do you wish to discuss?
My question is, what do you wish to discuss? I could easily use your blood for my plants. So I'm working on a couple of strains of hybrids, but here we are. She kind of wipes her hands from like deadheading roses and kind of puts one hand on the hip and be like, I know quite a bit about him. I think you guys ultimately might need the help, and whatever she doesn't really care what you guys are doing, but.
Well, what do you want to know about it? I believe right now we're just trying to find out where he is so that we can go talk to him. Maybe get things out of that book.
Is this typical Anarch storyline where you guys have no idea what you're doing, you're just kind of fumbling around? Because this is not what the Camarillas do. Who runs the ship? Let me talk to them.
Oh, he's kind of disposed of at the moment.
Disposed of? Can you tell about the vampires at least? Okay.
Oh, you know them. You know the cultist, the Tremere,
yeah.
Regina's pet.
Yeah. Okay.
The Shadow Man.
I just want to know, like,
Victor's new project, and then there is Dave, who's a bit of a outlier.
Okay.
I think we don't want to be rude or insult, so we're just sort of trying to be as polite as possible.
Excuse me, we borderline kill for a living. It's okay, yes, policies are correct, but I'm no Regina here. I've dealt with one or two bodies myself. What do you mean by dispose? Was he a snack for someone? Where did your leader go?
We find ourselves in a plight, and we are, as my companions may have been telling you, we are also finding ourselves in a tight spot. Right now, we are starting to run out of options, and we need to find a way to all right, so
you don't have to be
I want to diffuse the conversation from what is happening with our leader, because I don't think we should be spreading this info, especially for the Camarilla, and because I think my chatter will be way more adequate than me on doing this, because right now it seems that I am having a short fuss.
I will try to provide the explanation as well. I will try to roleplay it, but I would like to. My intent is that. My intent is to diverge the conversation from what's happening with our leader and turn and steer it back to we are in a tight spot. We need to contact with the warlock, and we would like to know how to approach him in a positive manner for us.
Oh, Marie, it's okay. Tremere, right? You know how hierarchies work, right? Okay, well, let me introduce you. Victor, everyone needs Victor, and I'll tell you why. If he's not here, a lot worse is gonna happen. He has a relic that if it's in the wrong hands, you will see worse than hell. Okay, cool, yeah. So it's not really about me. It's about what do you want in your future?
I just ask what exactly or who exactly is the wrong hands?
What kind of relic? That's a new one.
I can tell you wrong hands. Well, it's not the Camarilla. I can tell you that for sure. Anarchs. You know, there's a lot of powers out there. Victor is very much affluent in every mythical creature. Think of the mastery of any sort of fire. She kind of looks around and kind of studies them a little bit more to see if they have any, if they're even worthy of his presence, basically, at this point.
Can everyone do a composure subterfuge?
Everyone.
And people with awe, you can add that.
Oh.
If I move to the back of the room and I'm not looking at what's happening, do I have to do it? I'm like, yes, a fine Venus flytrap. I know what that is.
Can I add my ingenue as well?
Yeah, of course. You look so innocent.
Lovely.
But does Oliver though have to do?
You all have to do it, yeah, because she is specifically looking at every one of you.
I will roll.
Dave
And it's
has
composure
no
and what?
composure.
Composure.
Subterfuge.
I'm gonna rouse again.
Ingenue as well.
I'm going to willpower it. I'm gonna go for it. Just one. It
Just
could mean the
one.
difference. No.
Nope.
Okay.
You already had your lucky roll for the night.
Hunger gain. I'm at 4 hunger now. I'm getting
Love it. Love it. Oliver's starting to come undone here.
Can Naomi throw Oliver a Capri Sun, and will he know what to do with it?
Did anyone get more than 5?
No.
I'm not feeding that insight roll.
Yeah, that kind of
will do.
power.
Yes, you can willpower.
I got 6 if that helps.
Damn.
Right, I reach 5.
Fair enough. I'll give it in the favor of. So that would be Leo. But I'm gonna go around here and. Well, you're being scanned. Emery, what's under the surface right now? What's the mood of Emery? You don't know you're being scanned, but
I don't know what's being scanned, but I'm thinking about that book. I want to.
so you
Thinking about that book. I'm reading. I want to be back in my van with my stuff. This is pretty people talk. I'm not here for it. Get me to the sewer. She's for the streets and below that. You know, like she's.
So you're physically present, but not mentally present.
Mentally, she is. Yeah, she's just like she's not reading the room.
Fair enough. How about you, Luke? What kind of? I know you're trying to hide, but what kind of?
Well, Luke has been following this whole conversation very intently, and trying to perceive like the various different angles that his teammates are attempting to do, because ultimately the goal is just to find Victor and fucking kill him. So that's kind of what's on his mind.
So a bit restless, maybe.
Yeah. A little bit anxious, because he's also feeling very uncomfortable in this room full of very strange and sentient looking plants. And so he's already been rattled in 2 other places, like I said, about things that are definitely not normal. So he's uncomfortable, and he also just wants to really get the information they need from her, possibly like maybe he convinced her to show them where Victor is, and just can we just go kill him? That's kind of like, yeah.
What about you, Dave?
Get the relic, get Emery's book, give it to Crowley, and if Victor dies, bonus.
Just open book.
So what kind of, like, is he impatient, or is like he's
very much trying to appear non-threatening while being very I don't care if this person lives, we could kill her right now, perfectly happy.
Yeah.
Just want the book and the relic now.
Oliver, I know you're giving off close body language and trying to hide from the conversation, but is that all?
Very, very uncomfortable with this woman. And definitely, how deep does it go? Does she know motivations, or just like she gets a vibe from?
It's body language. It's not reading much.
Body language. He is making every effort to not look in her direction. He's looking at the plants, feigning interest in the plants, like reading the plaques over and over and over and over again for each one of them, because he desperately does not want to look in her direction. So.
All right. To sum it up, Naomi, you see Emery, she is not even here. She's not paying attention. She is clearly somewhere else. At least mentally. Marie, she's hard to read. Leo is just shining right now. Luke is a little bit impatient, a little bit inquisitive, a little bit nervous. Dave is trying to hide his aggression, but it's there in his eyes under the surface. Like, or not aggression, but at least he's a bit ambivalent, or maybe he does not really care what happens, as long as they get what they came for. And Oliver is clearly trying to hide something, and especially when you start talking about fire magics.
So, is there any chance I could get some extra information from that relic she mentioned?
Come again? Get what?
She mentioned a relic from Victor, that he's guarding a relic that will be really bad if fell in the wrong hands. Do we have any way to roll some kind of occult or whatever to know about that before asking?
So basically, Marie's pulling a Pikachu face, pretty much, right?
Right, so I will keep going. Wait, what kind of relic? If it's so dangerous, why is it still here and not, well, destroyed?
Are you asking Naomi?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, okay, so this is going to be her perspective. She does not want these guys to have to deal with Alex. So she'll do everything she can. She doesn't have to like get in between that kind of relationship. So you mean relic? Okay. Do you like seeing your best friend, your companion, one of your greatest leaders, someone who I took care extensively of their estate, be torn apart from the inside, like on a daily basis, seeing ghosts, being hated, and seeing basically what their ancestor haunt every waking moment of their lives. I don't wish that upon anyone. The relic itself is, I can't say who may have it, but Victor is extremely good. I trust him wholeheartedly with making sure it's in the right hands. So, or where at least it needs to be. It could be a paperclip. It could be a castle. What is it worthy of you?
It's just there's already a lot of things that seem to be extremely dangerous in this city, and I'm surprised it's the first time I hear about this relic you mentioned. I'm just worried. Shouldn't something like that be heavily guarded?
Well, let's put the toy on the shelf for a minute. Marie. Who do you love? What's your greatest aspiration? Who do you want to be? All vampires live a very, very long time. Where do you want to go? Do you want to be with these people?
I would appreciate to just survive another night these days.
Okay, typical Tremere. That's good. Then in my opinion, your best outcome is to make Victor your best friend if you can, if you see him eventually. That said, because he's such a big figure, at least in this vampire world, everyone has particular interest, or should, in his health and well-being. He does have 3 weaknesses, 2 of which you'll never see the light of day cross my neck. The other one is actually here. So my interest in you is Victor should be the least of your worries at this point.
Can I go to read her, as in, how trustful she's been, if she's being deceptive, lying in any sort, or she's trying to manipulate me into something she wants? Because, see, it smells like it's decay.
You can do a wits and an insight roll, yes.
Right, I mean, I have my answer, but just in case, you know what? I'm not going to jet it. I'm just, I have 3 dice at most. So, but yes, no way I'm going to jet it, so not even need to roll. I'm failing. I can read her. She's really good at hiding her emotions.
It's not, it's half truths, and it's trying to see if you can follow the conversation and stick it to it. It's very much, it's combat by dialogue. She's being Toreador, clearly.
Exactly. So I'm going to give up. As you may have said, a Tremere will know the less you can trust is someone who has your blood on their book.
I have lots of books. You can have them all if you really would like. My books are worth nothing compared to Victor's.
And then I just want the one with our blood in it.
My blood or his blood?
No, he came and was like, hey, put your blood in here.
Oh.
Fight that blood. We don't want to be on that mess. We didn't ask for that.
Yes, Luke?
I'm here. He's basically gesturing in agreement with his 2 companions here. It's like, okay, and now that he's been called forth, he feels like, let me put it to you this way. Apparently, like you said, it's been what, 2 years, right? 2 years since you've been with this person. He's changed a lot. He's no longer apparently this good person that you think he is. He's fallen from grace. He goes around invading havens. He imposes curses and blood debts on people, and he's gone rogue. He's basically just off on his own. He's not even following the hierarchy that you think he's following. He's lost it. Like maybe this relic you're talking about turned him in some way, but he's not the Victor you knew. That's what he's just gonna say anything he can to like basically convince her. Like he's not that guy anymore. He's totally just, he has violated the most sacred space and trust. Like you would never want somebody to invade this very And he's gonna look around at like all the plants. this very, well kept, sanctuary of yours. That just isn't happening. That's like a universal rule. You just don't do that, And he's violated even that, for us. He's just created all kinds of problems. He's contributed to other issues that we've had to deal with. And so, yeah, I think we need to come to an understanding. I realize you don't normally deal with us, but it doesn't seem like you normally deal with people in general. Yeah. He's going around the plants again. And so, he's like, I just think that we can help each other, right? And help get Victor back on the right path, as it were. Or at least if he's too far gone, then maybe we just need to do what needs to be done for the safety of the world, like you said. And so, yeah. And then he's going to step back.
So she nods and considers. Sorry, continue, go on.
No, I was just going to say, we don't just have to take. If there's anything you need, we're more than happy to trade, to offer boons, to offer anything you need, really, in exchange.
In the vampire world that I'm not really a part of, do I need boons? Not really at this moment, but I do appreciate it. I will take. Here's the thing. I don't think you guys have a bunch. I have my estate. It's fine. Come in free as you will. I'll give you that. If you succeed with whatever future you may have, I don't really know where anarchs go in 200 years. I will say, do you know the name Damien? Do you know?
Yeah, that annoying prick, right? One with a really loud, obnoxious
young
voice.
Lady near the university.
I think so, yes. He is one of his weaknesses. I wouldn't say his greatest, but if you say what is true, I suspect that he's quite fallen. He was, to my understanding, I have seen that man in more bits and pieces than anyone should ever have to see any kindred. That said, he was in beyond bits and pieces. He was a full explosion when he saved us, which if vampires had celebrations, that should have been one of them.
Can I
Victor is
just one second?
Absolutely, go ahead. Yeah.
It's just for the insightful. I think it's apparent that from the Primogen's perspective, even if she wanted to, he cannot be stopped. He will rise again. He is completely and all-powerful.
He's a phoenix. Like, that's kind of what I've been focusing on. That man has, and he's seen other worlds entirely. He's studied them. He's lived through them. He's, how old am I? And she just kind of like waves it off because it doesn't matter yet in vampire years. He's whatever my age times 10. I do know quite a bit actually about you guys. And I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to be a little bit antagonistic at this point and being like, I don't know, maybe you guys have something to offer here. She clearly has like two massive, like really well-defined detailed daggers on her hip, just as if it was like a holster gun.
They're magical really for the people with sentience. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I appreciate that actually. I would like to know, Luke, La Sombra.
You play with plants, I play with darkness. I mean, it's we each have our own thing.
I know who likes darkness quite a lot, actually. I've known her quite intimately.
There are people who appreciate the dark. You know, hello darkness, my old friend. You know, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know this person goes to quite a temple quite often. Is there anything she has to say about her goal?
Storyteller.
She's referring to Nemesis, I think.
I believe she is too. And so I'm looking to you to answer this question in terms of what Luke would know.
About her goals?
Yeah. Like.
Oh, ghoul. I said ghoul. But ghoul.
Oh. He doesn't know anything more about her except for her horseman, right?
Well, she has 2 werewolves in her basement, and she's very keen on killing Victor. She
keeps interesting company. That's what his response will be. She has a lot of interesting people around her, but I don't see. I mean, what are you implying?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out some, vampiric words, and probably I have a pretty clear understanding of what their intentions could be. So it's just, connect the dots.
Yeah, and I think their intentions are generally their own.
Okay.
And here in the Anarch side of things, we kind of make it up as we go. We freelance. We kind of just we're a little bit less take marching orders from a particular entity, on a daily, nightly basis. So that's why you're kind of having trouble discerning a kind of pyramidic like structure, or corporate structure. We're just kind of a little bit, we're more freestyling, about that. And so what I'm going to say is that you either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and that's what has happened with our poor warlock here, and for the sake of every kindred in the city, including you, I think that a stern conversation at the very least is in order. One that I believe you can facilitate, since you've had a past with this individual and perhaps know how to do unto him as he has done to so many other people, and actually invade his little apartment that he keeps, underground. So, his underground volcanic lair. So basically, yeah, I would like to have your assistance in that, because we came here with the information that you have history with this individual, and we would just, he finds other people instead of other people finding him, and we'd like to reverse that, fair, like a fair exchange type of thing. And whatever you need in order to make this happen, like we come with many tidings and gifts and potential bounties and possibilities. And let me just tell you, we are like 12-0 in terms of like successes. When we do something, when we promise we're going to do something, we'll get it done. Like nobody can stand in our way. So we are a force to be reckoned with.
Not even the cops.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, the cops are easy. You just throw a couple donuts and walk away.
We have taken on the Sabbat. We have taken on the Inquisition. We've taken on everybody, and we've beat them all. So
we even took on a bank.
That's right. Yeah, we totally leveled that. Did you hear about that? It was a beautiful sight.
You have definitely heard about it, because the prince was not happy.
That was us.
It's quite interesting and entertaining how you guys can still keep the masquerade and do all the things that you guys do, which is quite incredible.
We're incredible.
It's also very interesting to understand the inside perspective of your guys' reputation. She kind of says that scornfully. That said, she kind of asks her plants to put away her table for the time being. You guys seem extremely persistent, and I'm not in the exact position to want to represent this group into approaching our poor little Tremere for whatever is left of him.
He's not poor. Nor is he very little.
Whatever's been draining him has made him quite poor. Whatever that may be, or making him make the bad decisions. But okay, I'll say this. You have access to me now. This wouldn't happen if not given the right opportunities. I will give you some of the wisest advice. Do not involve the Primogen. Ironically, the prince seems to do okay in worst case scenario. If you guys desperately need him, and I think you lack the creativity to ask the right questions, if you have my general guidance on obviously avoiding any sort of diabolical intentions with our very well needed Victor, what role should I give you guys that isn't one of my enemies at this point? I do warn you, going against not only the Camarilla can be tedious, but Victor will come again. The relic, I don't think can be destroyed either. Yet I don't think that's of our hands. Mithras is still out there. You guys are obviously aware of them. So,
I mean, one crazy elder at a time, really. You know?
Emery, can you do a willpower if you're there?
I can. What am I willpowering?
Just a willpower roll because someone just called your daddy Mithras crazy.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, okay.
For the record, not Dave.
Oh no.
Blasphemy.
I think
actually, it would be blasphemy.
you heard a bit of blasphemy.
Mithras.
It's just a straight willpower roll. 5, you keep composed, but I think you at least give the Luke the eye when he says
the eye twitch.
Yeah.
She drops off his skate. No. I heard that. Not here for it.
But
also,
you keep yourself composed, but when Luke says crazy about Mithras, you feel the rage and you imagine ripping his head off for just a moment, but you maintain the facade of being just a normal, pretty Nost.
To Emery, that's typical fan service for someone who's in the shadows when, jealousy is concerned for those that are as bright as the sun. But you can't have the shadows without a source of light, so remember that, Luke. In her head, of course.
and so you're saying all this, and Luke is just in his head going, wow. Like just, you are in deep. Wow. All right, then. Opinions differ.
I drink the juice, and I'm committed.
Sure did, and then asked for more.
Okay.
I have one question because I looked at the time. Naomi, do you need to go at a specific time?
No, I got babysitting.
Okay.
It ended up working out in the end.
All right, because I just want to take a 5-10 minute break.
Yes.
Return and push everyone off a cliff. Metaphorically, of course.